everybody loves Ronald Reagan. And in a period of 33 months, from 1983 to 1986, there were 9 attacks against U.S. military, either installations or people. Servicemen killed, embassies bombed, innocent Americans killed. Leon Klinghoffer, everybody should remember the name Leon Klinghoffer. He was a passenger on the Achille Lauro in 1985 when Palestinian terrorists took over the ship. Klinghoffer had been a salesman, I believe, and he was 69 years old, and he was in a wheelchair at that point in his life. And he and his wife were celebrating, I think, their 36th anniversary together, something in their 30s. She was dying of cancer at the time. And they were celebrating their anniversary and taking a cruise. And when the ship got taken, eventually the terrorists who took that ship, they killed one person. They killed Leon Klinghoffer. They shot him in the head, they shot him in the chest, and then they ordered 2 other people on the boat to pick up his body in his wheelchair and dump him overboard. There was no response from Ronald Reagan to that act of terror. Overall, again, 9 acts, including some very significant ones. One final thing, though, about Leon Klinghoffer that I think is worth mentioning, and it's just a little aside because I remember the story. So the PLO kills Klinghoffer. They shoot him in the head, they shoot him in the chest, and they dump him in the ocean. They dump him in the water, and then in the sea. And then his wife didn't know at the time that he'd been killed until the terrorists were off the boat. She didn't know he'd been killed. They just said he'd been taken to the infirmary. But a PLO spokesman, when it was clear that he'd been murdered and his body was found, suggested that his wife had killed him herself to collect the insurance money. Just to give you a little fun thing to give you an idea of who we were dealing with at that point. So that's just one of the acts that Ronald Reagan did not respond to. And I'm not suggesting that he should have, but he didn't. Again, 9 acts in all, 33 months, including these. April 18th, 1983, the bombing of the U.S. Embassy in Beirut, 63 killed, 17 Americans included in that. Then, just 6 months later, October of 83, the famous bombing of the Marine barracks in Beirut, 241 U.S. Marines killed, and ultimately then the United States pulled out of Beirut, sending a signal that Osama bin Laden says that he heard very clearly that you could attack America and America would back down. September 20th, 1984, the bombing of the U.S. Embassy Annex, 24 people killed, including 2 members of the U.S. military. Overall, under Reagan, in less than 18 months, 320 people killed by terrorist attacks there on the U.S. Embassy, including, as we said, 260 or so Americans. And 9 attacks on U.S. military personnel or Americans in general, attacks in the airport in Vienna and Rome in 1985 or 86, I believe. 86, I think, the attacks in Vienna and Rome at the airport. 20 people killed, 5 Americans. Each time, there was no response. Each time, we didn't retaliate. Each time, we didn't retaliate. And now, because of what happened in Benghazi, you got Republicans going on television, and you got Republicans everywhere, all over on radio, everybody saying that this proves what they've always thought, which is Barack Obama is weak on terror. It's just silly. It's just nonsense. Unless we just, I brought you Reagan first because it's Reagan, and every Republican thinks he was the toughest son of a bitch who ever lived. Here are the attacks under George Bush. January 22nd, 2002 in Calcutta, the 14th of 2002 in Pakistan, in Karachi, the 12th of October 2002 in Indonesia, February 28th, 03 in Islamabad, May 12th of 03 in Riyadh, July 30th of 04 in Uzbekistan, December 6th of 04 in Saudi Arabia, again in Karachi, March 2nd of 06, September 12th, 06 in Damascus, 07 January, Athens, March 18th in Yemen, July 9th of 2008, March 18th was 2008 too, in Istanbul, Turkey, and another one in Yemen, September 17th, 2008. That's all under Bush. By the way, we left out another one of the attacks under Bush of September 11th, 2001. We had a response to that, and a great one. So when you accuse Barack Obama of being soft on terror, have a little perspective. And the fact of the matter is that, especially in the immediate aftermath of that, our main job, everybody's main job, Republicans, Democrats, everybody's, should have been to try to find out who did it, why they did it, and how they had access to do it. Did they have intelligence of the fact that Chris Stevens was there? Was there a leak of some sort? Was there information that they shouldn't have had? Was it a random success story when they only meant to burn down the consulate? A zillion relevant things needed to be asked by investigators. We couldn't get CIA, FBI teams on the ground there because the situation was too hot in Benghazi. It was too difficult, so we couldn't even start an investigative process when these guys are complaining about what people are saying on the air. It's a pity that we do not live in a world where what would have been acceptable to say is, hey, we don't know. Well, I don't know. What happened in Benghazi? I don't know. I don't know. It's only been 4 days. We don't know, and it's in another part of the world. By the way, Benghazi, you think things are settled in Benghazi there now? 9 people killed today in a car bomb in Benghazi, including 3 children. It's still an incredibly dangerous place to be.